I shall be explaining how to eliminate invalid email addresses from the address book. So we have an address book. Okay. So there might be addresses which are invalid. So what I do is I create a filter in Thunderbird. For example, I go into filters. Inside the filters we have delivery status notification failure. Now if there is an email, for example, this is an example of an email. So the subject line is delivery status notification failure. What I do is select the subject line, copy that, and then in the inbox I go into message filters. I use this new to create a new filter, and then we can turn all of these on, and inside the subject we can say paste this, so it will become delivery status note, the exact same subject, copy and paste it, and then move message to we create a folder in local folders. You can create any folder you like. I just call it invalid email addresses. So what happens is when this filter is created, any message which has the subject delivery status notification failure will be moved over into invalid addresses. So that's one of the steps. You make a filter. So this is my filter, and it says move all messages with this subject into this invalid folder. Then to get the folder location, this is the invalid email folder. Now if I go into properties, so you will notice that the location of the folder is in mailbox in this directory, and you can do, what you can do is copy that, to automate the deletion of these invalid addresses. This is the procedure that I have. So once you move all of them, all of the messages into that folder, okay, after all of the messages have been moved into the invalid messages folder, what I have is another command. This is cat, and then the name of the folder, which is this one. Actually this is just one line, so it's in the user directory .thunderbird and the name of the folder that Thunderbird is active in, and then inside that there is a mail folder, and then there's a local folders, and then invalid email addresses folder. Now what we're doing is we're using the cat command. I can actually put a backslash here to show you. If I put a backslash, oops. Actually, I could put this into a shell script to make it simple. Delete invalid address from sh. But in other than sh, I'm going to be using bash for some specific reasons. So yeah, I can use a backslash here to show you. So this is the name of the folder. I put another backslash here to continue the line. So this is what's going on. I've got a command. I use time and nice just to see the total time that this program will run, but the actual program is here, this one, cat. This is the command. I can even put it like this in double quotes, so it will be easier to understand it. I'll put this in double quotes. And this backslashes can be eliminated because of the double quotes. So either you use backslash space without the double quotes, or you use just a single space inside the double quotes. If you want to make things easier, you can well, I mean, you can't really change the local folders that easily. I mean, basically you have to get the name of the file. So there are two ways to do this. If you're writing a file without the double quotes and there are spaces in it, so this is like file name with spaces. Okay, now if there is a space in the file name, for example .txt, suppose this is a file name, I can either write it like this, or I can write it like this without the double quotes, and I need this space. So since this space will be noticed as a separate item, so if I do a backslash this thing is the same as this thing in shell scripting, because this space is inside the double quotes, so this whole thing is one string. If you want to present a string without double quotes and there is a space inside it, you have to use this backslash character as an escape character, so it will become the same thing. So previously the command I was using was looking like this. Actually, it's not here in the clipboard anymore. Anyway, so I had backslashes for escaping the spaces, but now I'm just using double quotes. So this is basically the name of the file, and what I'm doing is at the end I'm going to do backslash. Backslash by itself without anything after it is actually a continuation of the line. So what I'm saying is cat this file, and this vertical bar is pipe into my program called get email addresses. What this will do is it will take all of the email addresses that are in this file, and that will be the output of this one. And then what we're doing is sorting it. The reason we are sorting it is we'll do a simple alphabetical sort, and then this unique command will actually get rid of the duplicates, so there will be only one email address per line, and then I'm putting that all into this file. Now what will happen is if I run this, first I have to do chmod 755 to make it executable. So I've given this command to make it executable, and now to run it, I can do /delete invalid addresses from address book. Now what will happen is it will take all of the email addresses from that file, put them, cut them, sort them, and put them into, and delete the repetitions and put them into a file called temp1. And because of that time and nice command, the time command actually gave me the time that it took 16.9 seconds to do that. Anyway, so back to the thing. Now there's another command after this, which is to delete. Actually, I just do Control or delete this one. Delete. I'll copy this. The second command is this one. Delete list of emails from Thunderbird address book, and then since this file that was created temp1, I give that file, and then I give the name of my address book, which is home hover 3. In .thunderbird there is I'll actually make it like this. I'll split this line so it's easier to understand. This backslash here, it means this line is a continuation. There's nothing after this backslash. And then, so what is happening is I'm running this command and I'm giving the parameter temp1, and then the second parameter is this address book. This address book I got from my Thunderbird directory, and usually the name is abook.sqlite, and it is inside the same directory. For example, this default working directory, which is 3a default, the same 3a default file directory. Inside that you have the local folder, which has the invalid email addresses folder. From there I've taken the email addresses, put them into this temp file, And then I have my own program which is delete list of emails from Thunderbird. And I have this program called delete list of emails from Thunderbird address book. I give it the temp file which has the list of email addresses. Then the address book, usually the name is abook.sqlite, and it is inside the Thunderbird default directory that Thunderbird is working in. And then this is optional, it's not really required, but this will get the job done. And then I pipe that into searching for the word number, because whenever it finds an address that is inside the address book, it finds the record number and prints that. So that's why I'm just looking for that. Otherwise it has a lot of lines as the output. Now the thing is, to run this one, this command does not require Thunderbird to be turned off because it's just reading the mailbox folder. This program will actually be accessing this address book, and this address book is actually an SQLite file. That means it is like a database. So once it is logged by another program, it cannot be accessed by two programs at the same time. So you need to turn off Thunderbird before you run this. So if both of the commands are inside the same script, you basically, to run this script, like here, to run this script, first I have to shut off Thunderbird. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to close Thunderbird. Then I'm going to run this. So the first command is going to take like around 16 seconds, and the second command, if there are a lot of email addresses, it's going to take longer, but it will only print lines for the ones it finds inside the address book. And when it's printing that, it's actually deleting from the address book. So that was around the 17 seconds for the first command to finish. And the second one didn't take very long. And it did not find any email addresses which were invalid. So for example, if I actually create one, what I will do is I will go into my Thunderbird, go into the invalid email addresses, and actually create an address inside my address book so you can see that this program actually works. So I go into invalid addresses. I will take an invalid address. Since they've already been deleted, I will just actually create it. See, this one, postmaster, this. Okay, I'll copy this and I go into my address book and I will create it. I'll say new contact, and inside the new contact, the email address, and I will say test, or I need to like, now what will happen is this address has been created. See, you can see it here. And it is also in the invalid addresses. So if I run this program, I should be deleting those. So it will be 17 seconds to make the list, and then it will give it to the, actually now notice, I will get the error message because I did not turn off Thunderbird. So when the second program runs after 17 seconds, you will get this message. If you get this message that the database is logged, the reason is because the database is logged. And it is logged because Thunderbird is running. So I'm closing Thunderbird. Now I run this again. Create control here. I just put it on the top of the screen so it's easier to see. So it's 17 seconds to make the list. And then we should be getting one line with the card number from Thunderbird. See, this is the card number. This is the card number of the entry that we created inside the address book. Now that all of these have been deleted, what I can do is I can turn on Thunderbird and go into that invalid addresses folder and delete all of the emails inside it because the job is done. So I select here and do control select here, and I can delete all of these emails. So all of the addresses that are in these emails have already been eliminated from the address book. Now if there is any of like incoming emails have this kind of message from the email server that the address is invalid, it will actually move it to this folder, and after it moves it to that folder, I can now I have a program, or basically a script, which runs 2 commands. And if I want to see what's inside it, I'll show you. The 2 commands are cat the folder, and then we have a program called get email addresses. You can access that from our website. And then the second program is delete list of emails from Thunderbird address book. This also will make sure it's available on our website. And these 2 programs are required. And the script also, I will actually provide the script. You'll have to change the directory. What I can do is I can take this part, the folder part, and you just have to change the folder name and your default address book, because this directory part, that your home username is in the the username will be here after the home, and the default folder that Thunderbird is using is going to be from here to here, and usually the address book is just going to be called abook.sqlite. So what you need to change is the directory name that Thunderbird is using and your username which you are using. You need to change this, and the name of the folder in which you're putting all the invalid emails. That is going to come here. The way to find that is you go into your home directory. Inside that you will say view, show hidden files, You can press Ctrl-H for that, and then sort by name. Then inside that you will see a .thunderbird. Inside .thunderbird you will usually see this default, which is the folder that is being used. Inside that you will have mail, local folders, and then the name of the folder that you created. In my case, I've got invalid email addresses. So this is the folder. It's like a 4 MB mailbox file. Now what I do is I do not the MSF file, this one, the one without the MSF. This is an index, and this is the actual folder itself. So you do right click, go into properties, and then you will get the location. And for the actually, if you can't copy the location from here, let me see if I can make this larger. See, this is the location. You can copy the location, but if you want the whole file name itself, you do right click and then copy, just press copy. Then you go into your, like for example, script, if you're editing the script, and come over here, I'll paste it. So see, this is pasted, but notice that it has spaces like this. This is a space. So you're going to have to put double quotes around this to get the actual file name inside double quotes. Then this whole thing, this double quoted name of file, is going to come here after the cat. Your cat means take this whole file and then pipe it into get email addresses, then this is going to pipe it into sort, and this is going to pipe it into unique, and then greater than means take the output of unique and put it into this temp file. So that is how you can easily get the spelling of the mailbox folder properly into your script. And then this part, from home Howard all the way up to this, you just change it to abook.sqlite. You can also check the abook.sqlite here. If you go into your folder, you will notice that you have abook.sqlite, which is normally the name of the address book file. I've got multiple other files also, but you don't have to worry about that. This either Thunderbird will create or we will create depending on what is going on. That is how to create, delete invalid addresses from Thunderbird automatically. So after making the presentation, I made some changes in the script to make it simpler. What I've done is I've put the folder inside a variable and the address book also inside a variable. So now you will see folder in the top and address book, these 2 lines in the beginning of the script. You can just put the folder name here with inside double quotes and the address book. The way to get this is you can go into your home folder. Inside the home folder, you go into sorted and you will get into Thunderbird. Inside Thunderbird there will be a default folder which is the active folder. inside the default folder, this is abook.sqlite. You copy that and just do right click, copy, and then go into your script, and when you use Control-Shift-V to paste it, or right click with the mouse, you can also use right click, paste, so you will get the name of the address book. To get the name of the folder, you go into mail, local folders, and then select the folder name, and then right click, copy the folder that you created, and then you come into your script and you paste it, and you will have this. So you just need to put double quotes around it like this, I mean like here, and then you can also select this, right click, copy, go into your folder, for example, and here if I paste it, you will have the folder in double quotes. And same with the address book, and then delete these extra lines. So you will have only two variables, one is folder, address book, and they will be used in these commands properly. And if you have any questions, you can email me at email is support@remote-support.space, and we'll be happy to hear from you, and we'd appreciate some feedback on these softwares and how they work well for you. Or if they're not working, we might be able to help you out. And if there is some improvement that can be done, that would be appreciated. Thank you. To be able to track any changes to these files, I've got delete email from Thunderbird address book. This program deletes one email address provided on the command line, and this one will actually run this program. So delete empty files, no, not this one, delete list of emails from Thunderbird address book. You give a list of emails. This is the one that our script uses. So md5 sum delete list of emails from address book. What I'm doing is I am creating an md5 sum file .md5 sum file. What will happen is the md5 sum will be placed into this file with the extension .md5 sum. So if you see this, you will see the program, which you see it's a much larger file, and then a small 85 byte file, which is the actually md5 sum. The reason we provide the md5 sum is so in case there is a change in the program, you will know that it has been changed by creating the md5 sum on your computer and checking it with this. If I see what's inside it, list of emails .md5 sum, you will see this is the md5 sum. So if you give the command md5 sum and the name of the program itself, you should get this same output. So for example, if I give the command md5 sum without redirecting it into a file, I will see the output on the screen, and you should be getting this number should be the same as the contents of this file that we provide. That is a way to check whether this executable file has been tampered with or not. So before using it, do that. If you want, if you're the admin and you need to make sure that no other file has been tampered with, this is how it works. So md5 sum delete email list, and then email .md5 sum. So I'll be providing these files. I'll be providing this email address book from Thunderbird with the MD5 and the address, delete list of emails from Thunderbird address book with the MD5 sum. That way you will know, and also the script in my home directory. So you'll have all three in one folder with the, you don't really need the MD5 sum for the script because you can see what's inside it. I'll just provide it anyway. So you'll know that you're getting the original script and no changes have been made. Okay, so this is how you make an MD5 sum and how you check it, just to verify that no file has been tampered with on the way.